Very good morning, all. So, how is the CET preparations going? All the students? Good. So, okay, for all of those who are in the class, did you all go through all of the worksheets I had sent? Are you all going through everything, all the exercises that I have given, the practice exercises? Do you all have any doubts? Great. Do you have any doubts? Good. Now, of course, today we are doing something exclusive, something which would require your utmost attention in the class. So make sure you are there completely. Okay. We wait for a minute more, only a minute more, and then we begin. Okay. I still don't have the required number of students in the class. Okay, let's begin. Last class, we talked about coordinating conjunctions and subordinating conjunctions, and then thereby we saw how you can synthesize a sentence. When I say synthesize, how you can join two sentences. Either you are making it simple, compound, or complex. Now, that particular topic in detail was done with n number of questions in the class as well as practice papers. So I assume that that particular topic is clear with you. Crystal clear. Proceeding further today, taking the base of simple, compound, complex, we begin with analysis of sentences. Now, analysis of sentences simply means I would try to understand what work each part of the sentence plays. Okay. Last class we did talk about the introduction of clauses, and I told you the two components of clauses are main clause and subordinate clause, correct? So you are again well versed with identifying which part of my sentence is main clause, which part of my sentence is subordinate clause. A subordinate clause will always by default have conjunction with it. Now, taking this further ahead, I told you compound sentences have two main clauses, while subordinate conjunctions, they are making complex sentences, and so you have one main clause and you have another dependent clause. Today in detail, we are going to see what are the different types of subordinate clause. Number one, so three different distinctions of dependent clauses or subordinate clauses, and we will see the other distinctions on the same lines. So let's begin. Okay. Now, when I talk about subordinate clause, Subordinate clause. Subordinate clauses are of three types. Let's see, there are three types. My first subordinate clause is a noun clause. My second subordinate clause is my adjective clause. And the third one is adverb clause. Let's dive into details. Noun clause would be that particular subordinate clause which is giving me more information about a noun. It is telling me something about a noun, telling me something which possibly my main clause wants to tell me through the dependent clause. So this indicates, this particular noun clause indicates what noun or what specific information I want to give regarding my noun and pronoun in a sentence. Okay, I'll give you a few examples for you to understand what I'm saying. Let's take one example. Okay, my example goes this way. Listen to what I say. This is my very first example. Now, if you ask me how to analyze this, how to go about with this particular question, I would say the very first thing should be make sure you know what my conjunction is. So my conjunction here is what? We learned this last class. Now, what is my conjunction? Now I'll see what is my main clause, what is my subordinate clause. So definitely listen to becomes my main clause. This is my main clause. And whatever remains with the part of conjunction becomes my subordinate clause. A brief revision of what we did last class. So listen to is my main clause. What I say is my subordinate clause. Now, how would I know whether this particular question is a noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause? Just because we started with noun clause, does this mean it is a noun clause example? No, definitely not. There is a different way, a distinctive way I can understand whether my given sentence is a noun clause or not. So what would I do? I would first take the main clause. Listen to is my main clause. Now I would frame a WH question. Last class, yesterday itself, you learned about WH questions. Everybody, you revised WH questions. So I am asking a WH question specifically what? I would ask a WH question, what to my main clause? What did I listen to? I would put this down for you on the board as well. What did I listen to? And the simultaneous answer that I got was what I say. Or what do I listen to? My question was incorrectly posed. What do I listen to? Present tense. And my answer is what I say. And so this becomes my noun clause. My answer is the dependent clause. The answer that I derived, posing a WH question, framing a WH question with what gives me a noun clause. First, I hope the very first example helps you to deep dive into noun clause. Yes, 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 that is correct. Okay. Let's take another example. What do you listen to? What do I listen to? No problem. Yes. Yes, Vedika. What do I listen to? It could be I'm talking to myself as well, right, Vedika? Listen to what I say. Your intuition is saying you something. Again, Steve Jobs chapter, do you remember? Listen to what your gut feeling says. Yeah. Let us take another example for the same. Okay. One more example. The fact is that we cannot change the past. Now, if I have to analyze this particular sentence, how would I go about? Again, the rules remain same. Basic hints, I would first make sure to understand what my conjunction is. My conjunction is that. So I underline the word that. Now, I have two parts of the sentence. The fact is number one, and the other part of the sentence that we cannot change the past. I have to understand what my main clause is, and how would I understand that? This particular part of the sentence will help me frame a question. So what is helping me frame a question? What is the fact? I'm framing a question. What is the fact? Promptly, I get the answer. The fact is that we cannot change the past. I got my answer. And once I got my answer to the question I posed with the conjunction that, with the WH question, what? This becomes my noun clause. I hope noun clause is easy. Noun clause is easy for you to understand eventually. So whenever you get a question, for all of the students in the class, whenever you get a question, even in your exam, your CET paper, make sure the very first thing you do is check whether my given sentence is a noun clause or not. Now, once you're not able to frame a WH question and not able to derive an answer out of it, chunked out, it is not a noun clause. We move on to what is adjective clause. So let's see what an adjective clause is. Adjective clause always indicates how my noun is or how my pronoun is. It is more of a description, indicates description with regards to noun and pronoun in the sentence. Whatever it is qualifying, whatever noun it is qualifying. Let's see. I'll give you examples and help you. I'll give you a few examples here. Let's see. My father bought a house which was owned by Mr. Shetty. Now, this is my question. Let's follow rules step by step. My very first rule is to understand what is my conjunction here. So tell me, what is my conjunction here, students? Let's solve this together. Very good, Ansh. Which is my conjunction? Correct, Arya? Now, let me understand what should be my main clause, what should be my subordinate clause, right? So I need to ask a question. Now here I'm not framing a question. I'm just trying to understand which particular noun am I talking about? Which particular noun am I talking about? Am I talking about the three nouns here? Understand. Throughout the sentence, I have my father, number one. I have house, number two. And I have Mr. Shetty, number three. Now, I don't have to do anything with Mr. Shetty because I feel that is my subordinate clause. We have which here, okay, and that part of the sentence is becoming my subordinate clause. I have two more nouns now. The very first noun that I have is my father, and the second noun that I have is a house. What am I qualifying here? With respect to which noun do I have some information? I have, very good, I have information with regards to the house. The house my father has bought. Correct? So the house. Okay, yes, perfect. So my father bought a house becomes your main clause. This is my main clause. Okay. Main clause I have underlined. Fine, fine. This is my main clause. And what remains is my subordinate adjective clause. This is my subordinate adjective clause. I hope this makes sense for everyone. Let's take one more example. She is the girl who stood first in the Olympiad exams. Come on. Analyze everybody. She is the girl, main clause. Very good, Dhruv. She is the girl, main clause. Perfect. Who stood first in the Olympiad exam becomes my subordinate adjective clause. Perfect. Very good. So even this is understood. Everybody understood this as well. So I'll give you one superb hint. Listen to me carefully. The hint is usually. See, I gave you the hint for noun clause as well. And what was the hint? We framed a WH question. We framed a WH question beginning with what? Here, always remember adjective clauses, conjunctions. Conjunctions like who, whose, whom, where. I'm talking about conjunction, where. And sometimes, okay, which. I forgot which. And sometimes even that. If you have these, it becomes your adjective clause. I would not write that because there are times when that is also used in noun clause, and I already gave you one of the example. The fact is that we cannot change the past. And the reason I told you first check with the noun clause simply because if it is a noun clause, you are not proceeding with adjective or adverb. You just have to frame a WH question, get yourself tested, and if it is not the answer, you proceed on to the adjective clause. But by default, who, whose, whom, where, and which would be a part of your adjective clause. I hope this particular understanding, okay? Yes, perfect. Examples, I hope you are able to understand the difference between a noun and an adjective clause. Adjective clause, you have description about the noun. See here as well. When we talked about the noun, we were talking about the girl here. And I gave you more information about the girl. And I told you she stood first in the Olympiad exam. Very clear? Okay. Now with respect to adverb clause, here the adverb is going to modify the verb in the sentence. So it indicates some modification. Indicates modification of the verb in the main clause. Of course, we are going to focus in the main clause. Similarly, here as well indicates description about noun or pronoun in the main clause. Now, before I give you a few examples of adverb clause, let me take you to another set of important thing. Whenever we are talking about adverb clauses are divided into 9 different types. They are very easy, provided you understand the basic concepts and the nitty-gritty of what the title is telling you. So let's see, when we talk about adverb clauses, they are going to modify certain verbs in my main clause. So with the help of examples, I'm going to teach you the 9 different types of adverb clauses. The very first, adverb clause of time. Now here, adverb clause of time is going to tell me when did my action happen. When. My focus would be when did my action happen? When. Let me take one example. After we reached home, comma, she served us hot food. Now, if I have to analyze this particular sentence, now a lot of students tell me, Miss, main clause is always in the beginning. Not always. Let's see where my main clause is. Superb, she served us hot food. This is Avishkar, very good Avishkar. She served us hot food becomes my main clause. So let me just put down here for your understanding. This is my main clause. Let's proceed further. After we reached home. Now I asked a question. When did she serve us hot food? And the answer that I get is after we reached home. So it is particularly telling me time. When. So this becomes my subordinate adverb clause of time. Subordinate This is my subordinate adverb clause of time. I hope this is understood. I'm not giving many examples. Very good, Anagha. Correct. Proceeding on to the next one. Now, since we wrote time, we also have place. Adverb clause of place. And here, definitely, my question posed would be where. Place talks about where. So let's see. Definitely in the main clause. Yes, Anaga. Okay. The little lamb followed. The little lamb followed Mary wherever she went. You remember you had a poetry. Mary had a little lamb. Yeah, the little lamb followed Mary wherever she went. How would I proceed? Very good. Come on, I don't want the same set of students answering. Very good. Good, Chaitanya. Good, Ranmai. The little lamb followed Mary. This is my main clause. And wherever she went. This becomes my subordinate adverb clause of place. Amazing. Let us put this down. This is my main clause. And this is my subordinate adverb clause of place. Let's proceed further. Very good, Prateek. This is the very first response from your end, Prateek. Past 3 classes. Good, Ojas. Okay. Let's talk about adverb clause of manner. Now, here, when I say manner, I'm trying to tell you how the activity has happened, how the verb or how the noun is doing something. All right. So here my question by default is how? Definitely. Let's take one example. She performed on the stage as though she was a trained musician. Very good. Very good, Dhruv. She performed on the stage is my main clause. Perfect. She performed on the stage, main clause. As though she was a trained musician becomes my subordinate adverb clause of manner. Since I asked the question, how did she perform on the stage? And the simultaneous answer that I got was, as though she was a trained musician. So this is my main clause. And this is my subordinate. Correct, Vedika? Subordinate adverb clause of manner. Clear for everybody? Sure? Okay. Proceeding further. Fourth one. Now this is very easy. Very easy. Adverb clause of reason. Now when you say reason, you would be asking a question why, so as to get a reason in return. So definitely here we have why. I'll put down a statement. She could not attend the carnival because she was unwell. Come on. Analyze this. Very good, Jui. Very good. Super. So here, she could not attend the carnival is my main clause. Now, students, you would ask me, Miss, how would the questions be asked? We are doing these clauses in detail. So they might underline a part of the sentence and then give you multiple options. State whether the underlined phrase is A, main clause, B, dependent clause, C, it is subordinate noun clause. You will have multiple options. You have to choose the correct one. So main clause is my correct answer. She could not attend the carnival. Clear? And because she was unwell, here we're talking about a reason she was unable to attend the carnival. So this becomes subordinate noun, subordinate adverb clause of reason. Perfect. Very good. Very good, Ojas. Good, Pratik. Let's move on to the fifth one. Now, this looks very similar. Adverb, clause of result. Now, though it looks similar, it is not. Reason is telling me, it is giving me reason why something happened. On the other hand, result is telling me what is the immediate result or what is the consequence of the action. Okay, here I would not give you anything. I'm just telling you, it indicates what is the consequence of my action. What happened because of it? Result or consequence of the action. So let's take one example. Okay. So devastating was the First World War that thousands of innocent died. Okay, now hold on. Dhruv, that's not the main clause. Okay, I'm sorry, Dhruv, I didn't read it well. So devastating was the First World War, correct? That's the main clause. Correct, Tanishka? Very good, Neha. So devastating was the First World War. This is my main clause. What was the immediate action? What was the immediate consequence of the action? If it was so devastating, the consecutive action was that thousands of innocent died. And hence, this particular thing becomes my subordinate adverb clause of result. Correct, Ojas. Right. So let's just put this down. This is my main clause. And this is my subordinate adverb clause of result. Clear? Easy to understand. At least the first 5 were easy for you to understand. Okay, let's proceed further. Now, good. Usually students find this topic difficult because there are too many types, but I hope I'm trying to simplify it to the core. Adverb, clause of purpose. Okay. Now, you would say, Miss, then what is the difference between reason and purpose? Purpose, you are doing something for a reason, right? So here as well, we would ask a question, why? No. Okay, wait. Ansh, you say we can frame a question. How? So wouldn't it be adverb clause of manner? So devastating was the First World War. How devastating? Then it should be highly devastating. It was hugely devastating. This is how. Correct? I am not focusing on how devastating. I am focusing what happened if it was so devastating. What was the result if it was so devastating? The result was that thousands of innocent died. I hope I answered your question. Okay. Fine, Ansh. Anybody else for the previous one who didn't understand? I'll wait. I'll wait. Okay. You want to go through it. Okay. I'll wait for a minute. Quickly. Okay. Somebody wants the previous slide as well. Okay. Just hold on. Hold on. There you are. I give you the previous one as well. Adverb clause of time, adverb clause of place, adverb clause of manner. Quickly go through it. Shall I proceed? Next slide. Okay. So we were here. Yes. It has to be that way, beta. So whenever you have result or consequence of the action, it would be adverb clause of result. We are not asking why here. Okay. Moving on to adverb clause of reason and adverb clause of purpose. The basic difference here would be when I say adverb clause of purpose, my action, the action is oriented towards achieving something. I want to do something. I am undertaking something so that I have desired result. So that I have desired result. You get it? So here I can give you one example. She is burning midnight oil, meaning she is working or slogging too hard. She is burning midnight oil so that she can get promotion. Or promotion. Come on. Okay. She is burning midnight oil. Good, Shubhra. Good, Shriya. She is burning midnight oil is my main clause. So that she can get a promotion becomes my subordinate adverb clause of purpose. Here, though I am asking why is she burning a midnight oil, but this is not a simple reason. I am doing something in order to achieve something. So this becomes purpose. This distinction needs to be clear for everybody. This is my main clause. And this would be my subordinate adverb clause of purpose. Good enough. Correct, Ojas. Very good. Very good. Moving further. How is it different from reason and purpose? Okay, Tanishka, I guess you logged out. You didn't listen to me. Tanishka, I said reason. You just have a normal reason. I was unable to attend the meeting because I was unwell. Okay, normal reason why I did not attend the meeting. Purpose, I have specific aim. I have specific ambition. I have specific goal which I want to achieve. And I'm doing something in order to achieve that. My action is well planned. Reason, there is no planning. It just happened. You logged into the class because you were told to do so. Reason. Correct? I am doing this in detail in order that you understand the topic well. Purpose. I have planned this class for you all. I hope this is making sense. Or for all those students who are in the classroom because they want to crack CET with extreme good marks, amazing marks with flying colors, purpose. You are into the class for a specified purpose. Adverb clause of purpose. Hope it is clear now. I am waiting, students. You can ask your doubts. Yeah. Achha, you feel I'm running. Okay, fine. Any doubts so far? Okay, you want the previous slide back again. Okay, there you go. Now, any doubts? Shall I proceed? Seventh one. Okay. Now, this is adverb clause of condition. Okay. This is easy. Condition is I am posing a condition, and if this condition is fulfilled, I also state what would happen if the condition is fulfilled. So let's take an example. Unless you work hard, comma, you will not get desired results. So here I'm putting a condition. The condition is you are wanting to have a desired result. You have a dream, you have an ambition planned for you, but unless you are working hard towards it, you are not going to achieve it. So this becomes condition. Unless you work hard becomes my main clause. Very good, Shubhra, Shriya, Jui. And this becomes my great Ojas. This becomes my subordinate adverb clause of condition. Subordinate adverb clause of condition. Very good. Super. Moving further. Yes, if can also be a part of it. Yeah, affirmative to negative. If you do not, correct. If you do not work hard, comma, you will not get desired results. Even that would be a part of adverb clause of condition. Perfect, perfect. Let's move on to the next one. Eighth one. Again, easy to understand. Oops, I wrote it. Very good. Students, you did not check what did I write. Okay, good. Well aware. This is my main clause. This is my main clause, correct. I thought students are sleeping. This is main clause. And this becomes my subordinate. And 1 second. Punch. We can also provide. Yes, provided is allowed. Provided that, provided, even that particular conjunction is fine. In order to would not be a condition, it would be a purpose. Correct. Arya, thank you. Dhruv, thank you. Very good. Ruchira. Ruchira was the first one to rectify this error for me. Okay. Next one. This is again easy. Adverb. Clause of. Now this particular one has so many names. The very first name is contrast. The other name is concession. It's wrong. Concession. Another name is supposition. In your board exam, I'm so sorry, in your CET exam, you would only be asked contrast. Do not worry, no other names. I'm just putting down all the names here for your understanding. As the name itself suggests, adverb clause of contrast. There has to be something contradictory. There has to be something different. First half of the sentence contradicts the other half of the sentence. Now here, contradictory necessarily does not mean there is some sort of argument. You can also say one part of the sentence says that a group of people are doing something, and the other half of the sentence would say the other group of people are doing something. For example, I secured admission in the reputed College of Mumbai while my sister is searching for one. Tell me. Okay, very good, Shubhra. Such prompt answer. I'm very happy. I secured admission in the reputed College of Mumbai. This is my main clause. Very good. While my sister is searching for one, this becomes my subordinate. Adverb clause of contrast. This is not time. No. Did I say when did I get the admission, beta? I never said when did I get. Neither did I say when did my sister not get an admission. I'm just talking about two different people. I'm talking about myself as well as my sister with regards to the admission in the college. I have secured the admission, but my sister is unable to do so. So this is contrast. Okay, super. Once again, let me just put this down. This is main clause. And this is subordinate adverb clause of contrast. The last one for the day. Very good, Anagha. The last one for the day. Adverb clause of comparison. Okay. Very easy. You have learned degrees of comparison in your earlier classes. And we are going to make use of, you can make use of positive degree here. Okay. And you can make use of comparative degree here. I'll be giving you an example of comparative degree. Let's see. She sings better than her brother does. Okay, very good, Neha. Very good, Aryan. Very good. She sings better, main clause, than her brother does, subordinate adverb clause of comparison. Very good, very good. Come on, ICSE students, this is something brand new for you all. Last 2 years, you haven't done this. So make sure you're giving more of the answers. Very good, Mansi. Very good. This is my main clause. This shows you are all geared up for CET exams. This is subordinate adverb Okay. Clause. Okay, fine. Of comparison. All right. So why will better, I'm sorry. Yeah. Why will better not be a part of subordinate clause? Okay. Joey, better is my adjective. Okay. It is not my conjunction. Than is my conjunction. And generally, subordinate clause begins with the conjunction and ends to its predicate. Okay, difference between Joey, am I clear? 1 second, Avishkar. Okay, yeah. Difference between adverb clause of contrast and comparison. See, Avishkar, when I talk about contrast, they are two different things. For example, I say, though I secured admission in a reputed college of Mumbai, my sister is finding one, is searching for one. Okay, contradiction. I have secured admission and my sister is still looking for one. Contradictory idea. I can also give you one more. Although Mr. Bose got a mild heart attack, comma, he stayed in bed for almost 2 months. Tell me, with a mild heart attack, who would rest for 2 months? Such contradiction. Correct? For a couple of days, you would rest and resume work. 2 months is an exaggeration. You would not want a person to rest for so long, though owing to health problems. Understood, Avishkar? And comparison, you're just comparing. You're comparing two individuals, you're comparing two different ideas or whatsoever. Clear for everybody? All right. After this brainstorming session, let us move on to something that would sum up this adverb clause. 1 second. Too much clauses. I do understand, but then you have to have a hold over it. I'll just sum this entire adverb clause for you all. Adverb clause of time. There are certain list of subordinators. Subordinators like after, before, as soon as, just as, no sooner, than, since, till, until, when, whenever, while, all of. Now while, how it is used, again, very important. Okay, while can be a part of your subordinate adverb clause of time. Then you have place, where, wherever are the subordinators you use in adverb clause of place. Then you have concession, supposition, contrast, and you have words like though, although, even if, even though, whereas. These words. Dependent adverb clause of condition, it would have if only, unless, whether. Dependent adverb clause of reason. Reason you would have as, because, since. If we talk about purpose, you have subordinators like in order that, so that, such that. Adverb clause of result, you have so, that. Remember, we used to do TOO2, that particular part of transformation of sentence. So, that, such, that. Adverb clause of degree or comparison, we do not use this word degree anymore. So, we go away with the word degree. Comparison is the word. And then you have adverb clause of manner. I hope you would go through this chart once I send it to you after we are done with the class. I would be giving it everything to you on the group. Kindly go through it. Okay. Now, let me take you to the MCQ questions which you have in the book target publication. I have got the screenshots of it. They are, I'll just present. Oops, 1 second. Let's discuss them in the class. Yeah, there we are. Let's begin. Stephen Hawking, who is a British scientist, professor, and author, who has done groundbreaking work in physics and cosmology. Tell me what is the underlined part of the statement. Sinoya, why do you think it is a noun clause? Okay, if it is a noun clause, my question should begin with what Stephen Hawking is, or what is Stephen Hawking? A British scientist, professor, and an author. Am I? No. You have the word very good. You have the word who here. No worries. Do not answer in haste. The answer is adjective clause. D is the answer. Perfect. My answer is D. Let's proceed on to the next one. Okay, the first answer was given by Arya. Amazing work, Arya. Let's move on to 349. Yes, I would send this answer on the group. Do not worry. Questions on the group with the answers. As physical control over his body diminished, the effects of his disease started to slow down. Tell me. Very good, Dhruv. It is reason. So, adverb clause of reason, subordinate, adverb clause of condition, verb clause. There is nothing called as verb clause. It is adverb clause of reason. Next one. She was only 18 years old when she made her international debut. It is not debut. Okay. This is adverb clause of time. Very good. Adverb clause of time. Amazing, Anaga. Very good. Very good, Tanishka, Prajakta. 31st or 351st. The prayer which she uttered endlessly came unbidden to her lips. Very good. We have the word which. This is subordinate adjective clause. Next one. If I cut out coffee for the next 2 weeks, I could manage well enough. This is if. If tells me this is condition. This is adverb clause of condition. Very good, Joey. Let's proceed. As the sites are protected and maintained by the International World Heritage Program, which is administered by UNESCO. Again, which? This is adjective, super. Very good, Velisa. Nice name, Velisa. Okay. 354th. Because of the project's success, UNESCO initiated a draft convention. Because of project success, what happened? There is some result, there is no reason, but here, since I do not have result as the option, I'm putting it reason. Okay, next one, 355th one. The World Heritage Committee meets once a year. Now you would say, Miss, there is no, correct, yeah, there is no conjunction here. But then I'm asking the main clause a question as to why is the World Heritage Committee meeting, right? Why? And why gives me, what does this why tell me? It is adverb clause of reason. Very good question. Correct. There is no conjunction here. But then my main clause is serving my purpose. I am asking a question why, and my dependent clause is giving me the answer to the question why. So this becomes subordinate adverb clause of reason. Clear? Very good. Next one. World Heritage sites that are in danger are inscribed on a separate list. Now I am asking a question, which heritage sites are inscribed, and which tells me it is subordinate adjective clause. Very good, Durva. 357. Identify the subordinate clause and state its kind. Enough has been said about the great warrior who conquered the world. Now first let's focus what is my subordinate clause. Who conquered the world, correct? So my D option is waste. B is not required. B is not required. I have to select from A or C. Now, when I have who is by default an adjective clause. Bhumi, you can ask your question through chat. Ask me your question through chat. Okay, you did ask. I am not able to see your question. Please send it again. No, I am not able to see. Only see the answers given by students. Okay, so hope you understood this one, students. I have a lot many questions to discuss, but then I have a huge portion to cover as well. So for time being, I'll put this as it is. I am not discussing. I'll take up another fresh topic since we are out of time and I need to complete 2 more topics. Now, after this brainstorming session, let me take you to a very lighter topic, something you enjoy, something you have done in your kindergarten days. Okay. And this particular topic is homophones and homonyms and homographs. Okay. Words that sound same, but have different spellings, but have different meanings, have different pronunciation possibly. Okay. Such things are your homophones, homographs. Let's do this in detail. Let's understand what this is. So homophones are those words which have similar pronunciation but different spellings and meanings. The very first example I have stated here is C and C. One C is basically I'm watching something and the other C is a water body. New and new. Okay. Avishkar, 1 second. This is adverb clause of reason. Okay, for the whole class, Avishkar has a question. He killed his brother because his vengeance forced him to do so. He killed his brother is my main clause because now I am asking why did he kill his brother? This is reason. Reason. So that he could fulfill his revenge. Now, this could be your purpose. Avishkar, hope this is clear. Though he purposely did this, but then there must be no planning involved. You remember, Avishkar, you all had this chapter. I hope you are from SSC. We had this chapter, the 3 questions, where the bearded man had planned something, but it did not work as per the plan. He came out of the ambush, did not find the king, and then he got killed instead. You know, he was about to be killed by the king's army. So, such kind of things would not be purpose, it would be reason. He killed it, and the silliest reason was he wanted to fulfill his revenge. Now, do also, when I say this, do look at the options in the CET paper. Now, see, when we were discussing one of the questions, I told you it should be result, but then it was reason. So, if you do not have it and it is close enough, very close enough, you can have whatever is on in the MCQs. Okay. Very good. Next one, you have whole and whole, entire, whole, a small hole possibly, right and right. RIGHT, right, could be direction, right, or maybe RIGHT could also be you are fighting for your rights. Even that right. Or right could also be correct. Perfect, right. And WRIT, right, is to jot down, to put down something. Allowed, first allowed is speak loudly. And allowed is permitted. Night, waste, sight. I hope you're getting the examples very good. If not, pose your doubts. Very good, Sharvil. Coming to homograph or homonym. Words with similar pronunciation, spelling, but different meaning. They are homographs or homonyms. Book. Now, first book is your reference material, your notebook or something, and the other book is to register. You book yourself for an event. Okay, so to register. Bear. First is animal, bear, and the other bear is when you are tolerating something. Will. One will is your auxiliary will. I will achieve success. Will, auxiliary. And the other is willpower. Present. One is gift and the other is existing. Let's take few questions from the book. Will give you clarity of what I'm saying. Let's see. Okay, yes, will can also be a dead person's will. Correct? Shubha, I didn't get your doubt. Yes, book can also mean arrest. He's booked under so and so murder. Yeah, under so and so crime. Perfect, Vedika. Very good. Very good. Dhruv gave the first answer. The first answer is C. Here. I must hear him and see him. Hear him meaning I need to have a word with him. Yeah, hear him is have a word with him. Let's move on. Very good. Next we have 45th. There is no harm. No is my answer. 46th. His condition grew worse. Okay, this verse is your poetry verse. Just in case this is nothing. Okay. Very good, Ankita. Good to see you all. Next one, there were dash options. 2 options. Number 2. 48. Choose the correct homophones. He was kept in custody for the whole week. Very good. That's part D. Part D. Choose the correct homophone. Back again. The servant wanted the king to. Now here, often confused word, accept, to accept the often, except, E-X-C-E-P-T. I'm not involving someone. I'm involving everybody and leaving out someone, except, expect. When I have some expectation, I would say expect. Very good. Very good. Just, confusing words. One more, shall we? Let's do this. Sounds interesting. It is interesting. I'll take up one more topic, 2 more topics today. Easy topic here. After a brainstorming session, you needed this. I agree. First one, yes, career. 51st, he dash. Okay, this is important. His dash came to an end. His reign. And this reign is rule. Rule. There is a similar word that students get confused with is ruin. Now, ruin is barbad ho jana, khatam ho jana, sab kuch tabah ho jana is ruin. This reign is rule. You rule over. Okay. 52nd. Very good. Guide A. Always lead the army. A. Very good. The morning meeting should wind up by afternoon. The underlined word in a sentence means, okay, the underlined word here is wind, not underlined. Correct, it is conclude. Wind and wind. Yeah, though the spellings are same, the pronunciations are different. Similarly, with live and live, if you know, you live in Mumbai, I will soon be live on Instagram. No, I won't be. I'm just saying. Okay. Proceeding further. Yeah, important. The vase is usually found in fresh water. This is one kind of fish. Correct. Very good. Very good. So we are done with homophones, homonyms. I could have also completed spot the error. Let's do this. Let's do this. Spot the error as well. Okay, for ICSE, what the spot the error is one. Damn interesting. I agree, Prajakta. Spot the error. Everybody, SSC, definitely this is a revision recalling spot the error. ICSE spot the error simply means, you know, the sentence structure would have certain errors. You have to find that error. Even SSC understand, we used to make sure that, you know, we change the goofed up part. Here you are not changing, you are just picking out what the error is. Okay. Again, I'm repeating, this particular part of the question would ask you to find out what part in the sentence is incorrect. Sounds vague, is grammatically incorrect, technically incorrect, whatsoever. And you have to pick that particular option. All right. I am liking to see movies. Sounds vague. What is I am liking? It should be I like. So am liking is incorrect. A is my first option. Very good, Jitesh. Very good, Joey. Who else? Very good. The first answer was given by Dhruv. Very good, Dhruv. Dhruv is spontaneous and active. Come on, students. Choose the alternative showing the error in the sentence. Very good, Jitesh. The answer is ask me. It should have been asked me. Very good, very good. Super. Too spontaneous. Let's move on to 57th. Now I entered the room for search. For search is incorrect. It should be to search. Very good, Sharvil. Very good, Ansh. Good, Dhruv. Oops. Yeah. Let's move back. 58th. We can plant the trees in order saving the earth. In order, saving is incorrect. It should have been to save earth. Okay, I usually ask my employees. Usually asks, nahi, you have singular person. So singular verb, asks my employees is incorrect. Sorry, students. Back again. 60th. He said he did not wanted it to. Now this is important and this is what you all do even in your exam. With did you use the word ed, specifically no sooner than, not only but also. So remember, did not wanted is incorrect. So B is my option. Correct option. 61st. Choose the alternative showing the error. Mango is the best test among all Indian fruits. Though you have this habit of saying he is my best test friend, there is nothing called as best test. Best itself is the superlative degree. Okay. Choose the alternative showing the error in the sentence. If you challenge me, I will accept it. Now you tell me, if you challenge me, I will accept it. Sounds so good. Perfect. Grammatically, technically, all the way it is fine. So this is no error. 63rd. Choose the correct alternative showing the error. Once again, we are strongest community in the world. Again, I have superlative degree. Need not have anything else. And so no error. Very good. Very good. How intelligent you all are. So I hope this particular thing is clear. We can't be doing more of this, definitely. So I begin with, I give you 30 seconds to relax before I proceed on to another topic. 30 seconds, yeah. We have to complete not many more topics. Prince, I didn't get you. Okay. No, 30 seconds break is for myself, not for you all. You all are on break. Okay, let's proceed. Now, one question which everybody, all my SSC students have is how would we be tested on writing skills? Vedika, I have become pro in doing so. Your language pro. Typing, talking, and teaching. Yeah. Thank you for the compliment. Yeah. So writing skills, you have to be sure with the concept of writing skills. Before I move on, let me take you all back to what you had done earlier. Let's see your informal letter. No, you all don't have SC. Do not worry. Do not worry. Now, this is specifically the format for SSC. SSC, you begin with name. You have 3-line address. And this address is surely your address. So this is called as sender's address. Correct? You put down the date. Yes, you have this for CET, dear. Date as in Dinank, date, no other date. Of course, this is a homonym. Yes, date and date. Homonym, yes, but we are not talking about that date. Dear so and so. This is your salutation. You have a letter, Arya, but you do not have to write a letter. You have to just answer few questions related to letter. But then, of course, this is not as easy as it sounds or as lucid as it sounds. So let's see. Sender's address, date, salutation. When you say dear so-and-so, respected madam, or whatsoever, that becomes your salutation. Now then you have your letter head. What do you have? Letter head, which is divided into 3. All the students pay attention. This is introduction. First letter head has introduction. Then we have letter body. And we have conclusion, as we know. Now, with love and yours lovingly, this is called as complementary closure. What is this called as? Complementary closure. Kindly pay attention, because once we begin with the questions related to it, you should not be confused. Each thing that you write in letter has a specific name, and you need to know the name. Sender's address, date, salutation. You divide your letter into 3, letterhead into 3 paragraphs: introduction, letter body, conclusion, and then you have complementary closure, where you give, you state with love, yours lovingly, and you put down your name. Clear? For everybody, is this clear? Great. Let's also talk about a formal letter then, and then we quickly discuss the questions. Okay. Yeah. So again, we have sender's name. You begin with sender's name. Then you have, let me just do one thing. I'll take another color. Sender's name. This is sender's address. 3 lines, sender's address. You have date. Immediately after sender's address, you have date. Then you have receiver's address, but before putting the receiver's address, you put down the receiver's designation. So this is receiver's designation. Which is always in capital letter. The initial has to be capital. Please keep your ears open. Every small thing that I am stating can be a part of your MCQ. Then you have receiver's address. Now, similarly, we have subject. We do not write subject in informal letter. It is only a part of formal letter. And usually, let me tell you, subject is underlined. You underline the subject to draw the receiver's attention so as to why the letter is drafted. So it is usually underlined. Then you put down the salutation. I already told you, dear sir, or any of this is your salutation. Ansh, 1 second. Instead of dear sir, ma'am, for editor, we use sir. Ansh, we use sir in ICSE. Dear sir is fine for SSC. Dear sir is absolutely fine. Respected sir is fine. No problem. Again, you have letterhead. Then you have this complementary closure. This is complementary closure. You are going to come across these words in your MCQ questions. And the last, when you sign here. Yes, Sharvil. And so I'm taking this pains to teach you. Okay. Signature is called as subscription. Okay. Just hold on. I will have to. Okay. So I hope these words, jargons rather, these jargons are clear with you all. Take a deep breath. Understand what is put down, and we quickly jump on to the questions to give you clarity of what I have done right now. Why so many terms? I have no answer to this. Why so many terms? Yes, it is the way they are going to ask you in the examination as well. Done? Very good. Shall we now move on to the questions? Do not be scared. Do not become anxious looking at the questions. Shall we dive? Let's go. For all those who are absent today, are missing out. Yes, very good. Okay, sorry. Ojas, you want the slide again? Okay, 1 second. 1 second. I will. I'm not in a haste. I will give you time. Yes. Good morning, Kshitij. It is not confusing. But if you still have any confusion, let me know. I'll try to help you. Ojas, any doubts, beta? Super. So let me just quickly go back to the questions. ये all of the following represent informal letters. Tell me. Very good. Letter of complaint is not an informal letter. It is formal letter. Very good. This was easy. Super. Very good. Second one. In a letter, which of the following is generally written at the top left hand side of the corner of the page? Tell me. Top left hand side. It is always. Why are you all so confused? Why? What happened? It is the address of the sender, irrespective, beta, be it SSC or ICSE, be it traditional format or be it modern format, a block format. You write it top. I'm sorry. You write the address of the sender top left hand side of the page, corner of the page, right? Okay. Next one. In a letter, dash is a greeting from the sender. Salutation. Correct. We just read this. We just talked about this. Which of the following is true? Please read the options carefully. True about formal letter. Is formal letter a greeting from the sender to the addressee? Hello, how are you? All of that. Or it is written at the top left hand side of the page. We are only talking about the subject, subject of the formal letter. Or it is underlined and written on the left side before the salutation, or it is written at the end of the letter. End of the letter, this option is vague. This is also vague. I have options between these two. C is the correct option. It is definitely written on the left hand side before the salutation. Correct. Very good. Very good. Fifth one, all the part of an informal letter is a part of informal letter. Okay, subject is not a part of informal letter. Very good, Avishkar. Very good. In a letter, the complementary clause is also known as, okay, yes. Complementary clause is also known as, I will repeat. Okay. No, it is not enclosure. It is not enclosure. It is subscription. Okay. Complimentary clause was nothing but when you you are signing off your letter. You are saying thanking you, yours faithfully, or you're saying with love, yours lovingly. You put your signature for the formal letter and you end your letter. This is subscription. Now, Dhruv has told me the answer as enclosure. Dhruv specifically for all of the SSC students. Remember, we used to write job application letter. One which we had done when we were doing the chapter Connecting the Dots. Steve Jobs chapter. And you had to write the entire letter. Last part of the letter was enclosure, where you said, enclosed below. Enclosed with the letter is my curriculum vitae and the photocopies of the mark sheets. This is enclosure. Where you are putting down, you are just enclosing the letter with what documents you are sending or you are attaching with it. This is enclosure. Clear? Do not get confused between the two. Which of the Arya, I hope your doubt is cleared. Dhruv, I hope your answer is clear now. Dhruv, Arya, very okay, fine. Which of the following is a subscription that is used only in informal letters? So understand, students, obediently formal. This is surely formal. Yours obediently. Yours faithfully formal. Yours truly can be used in both. So yours affectionately. You would never say affectionately to any formal person. So this becomes your correct option. Clear? Class, hold on. I would be just quickly clearing this part and then we can end the class. I know it is too much for the day. While writing a letter of complaint to the electricity board, where would you generally write the sender's name? Electricity board, and you are writing the sender's name. Where would you write the sender's name? Your name should be At the top hand side corner of the page, below the salutation, directly below the body of the letter, or below the complementary clause? Where should it be? It will be below the complementary clause. Children, know where you are going to write your name. Below the complementary clause, meaning is thanking you, yours faithfully, signature Parina Mehta. And this is where I would write my name. I am complaining. Correct? Below the complementary clause. Super. Which of the following parts of formal letter mentions any additional documents? Dhruv, here comes your question, beta. Any documents that are sent along with the letter. This is enclosure. 1 second, Avishkar, I'll get back to you. 1 second. But in the letter, you showed your name was written in 2 pieces. My name was written initially in the beginning of the letter, Avishkar. And then when I ended my letter, yes, I would give you the enclosure back again. Hold on, I'll show you the enclosure. Do not worry. Just, okay, I'll first show you the enclosure so that there is no confusion at all. I'll show you. See here, everybody. I started with Parina Mehta as sender's name in the beginning, and then my complementary clause, see, nowhere else I have my name. I directly have my name after yours faithfully. Signature, that is my subscription and my name. So it is after the complementary closure that I have my name. Nowhere else. I hope this is clear. Vedika, 1 sec. Okay, fine. Yes, very good, Arya. Okay. Hold on. So many doubts. Hold on. But we never wrote our name on the left-hand side in the beginning. Prajakta, you did, Prajakta, as per the new pattern. You did. Everybody did. Okay. Identify the incorrect match for letter writing, students. Which is the incorrect match? Salutation, you have the word dear. Complementary clause, you have yours obediently. Designation, you have principal. But subscription, do you have invitation to inaugurate club? This is incorrect English. It should be invitation for inauguration of the club, something that way. Okay, 11th one we have identify which of the following is an informal letter. Letter to mother telling her about inauguration of yoga club, or letter inviting to inaugurate yoga club. Letter to the person in charge asking for details to participate in a rally, or letter to secretary to request for blood donation camp. Of course, the first one, definitely. You all know, very smart. You are writing a letter to the editor of the Times of India to request him to write an article on the importance of road safety. You tell me what is wrong here, what is inappropriate. Is the salutation inappropriate? Complementary clause inappropriate? Designation of the addressee inappropriate? What is inappropriate? Definitely for a letter to the editor, you never write yours lovingly. You write yours faithfully, you write yours truly, you write yours obediently. That is fine. Few more questions on letter writing and we end today's class. Request to provide basic sports facilities in schools. This is a part of an informal letter. Subject, okay. In a letter, where is the date written, students? Always below the address of the sender. Very good. A sentence containing short description of the letter. It is the subject. Very good. A letter, great. A letter written to a sports commissioner inviting for the sports day function. This is formal letter, okay. If you are writing a letter to the municipal commissioner expressing concerns, very important. What would you say if you are you are writing to the municipal commissioner? You cannot say look into it soon or else. You cannot give any threats. You also do not involve their family members. You can only say I hope I hope the authorities look into the matter. Very good. Whose name is written at the end of the letter? Tell me. Since you are writing the letter, not as soon as possible, huh? Oh, not only as soon as possible. Yeah, okay. Whose name do you write? You write sender's name. When writing a formal letter, what information do you need? You need all of the above. You need address, you need date, you need name. If you are writing a letter to the editor of a newspaper highlighting the importance of cleanliness, how would you start? Any formal letter to the editor should always begin with, through the columns of your esteemed daily, I would want to highlight so and so. Okay. In an informal letter, you should tell me, you should write in simple and informal language. Very good. And informal language would simply mean, I hope your parents are doing well. Give my love to your younger sister. This is informal letter. How would you address the recipient of an informal letter? Dear friend, definitely. How would you start a formal letter, any formal letter? So you can mention directly the purpose of writing a letter. You do not mention your name. Mentioning your name is always optional. I, Miss Joy Joshi, I, Miss Karina Mehta. This is completely, your optional. But you definitely begin with the purpose of writing the letter. Respected ma'am is mentioned as which part of the letter? It is salutation. Very good. The body of the letter should contain details about the subject of the letter, whatever subject you have written. Very good. So with this, I am done with all the questions pertaining to letter writing. I hope you understood all of the topics well. Of course, the session was too heavy. And if you were not able to be, constantly in the class, attentive in the class, do look at the video. This is what I can say. Okay, with this, we end the class. Bye, take care, and we meet soon. Thank you so much. I am unable to end the class.